So, it seems you're very eager to tell me about the presidential debate.
I wouldn't say I'm eager, but there's definitely a lot of talking points here. What do I think about the election? I mean, I think it was kind of expected. Trump was already foreshadowing that he wouldn't accept a defeat. So, yeah, so pretty much his threats came to fruition. I guess I didn't expect him to go that far, like just full on launching lawsuits in every like a swing state, but he did. But yeah, it's good that Biden won, obviously, because Trump is retarded. And we can go into details, but basically, like, he's a very divisive figure, and he doesn't really respect the rule of law, any kind of like presidential norms. He just does like whatever he wants. So it's literally like a reality show, but he's actually the president. So it's concerning. So I'm glad he's gone. What do you think?
For me, it's never come as clean cut because I can personally say like, I don't really like Trump and his demeanor. I don't like those things that have to do with the personality. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I've also come from a perspective like we live in Australia, bro. Like we don't, there's not a direct effect, and
Yeah.
a big indicator for me is well, if people didn't vote for him, then he wouldn't have gone there. Although
Yeah.
we do take into account the fact that like I think 50% of people didn't vote the last time.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
So fair enough. Although then I have to also look at like, so that's him. We can like you and I can ascertain what he is and what we don't like. Is that
Yeah.
right? Cool. Then I looked at like the people he was up against.
Mm.
Don't like them either. Like don't feel that they were suitable
Yeah.
either. So it definitely I feel like that's why this last election. I mean, you want to avoid an argument. It becomes less about who you're voting for, more about like who I feel like who you've had to settle for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
Hmm.
kind of feel the same way. I mean, obviously there's
'Cause-
some like diehard Biden supporters, but especially in Australia, I feel like neither candidate is very popular.
I think like in Australia, I'm happy that I'm not responsible for any of that.
Yeah.
Like, no, I get it. Pay attention to it. Like, a lot of people go, "Oh, why are people worried about? It doesn't affect
Yeah.
us." Yes, it does affect us. And if you don't want to know, that's fine.
Yeah.
If it's worth knowing for you, find out. However, I do say, I'm very like grateful. Like the burden is not me. Like whatever that
Oh, fair
becomes,
enough.
I don't be like, oh, I'm responsible for which either way.
Yeah, I mean, if like imagine Trump got elected and it's like, oh, oops.
Mind you, like what I hit on when it comes to being no, not imagine if Trump was elected because he wasn't this time
Yeah.
around, but the time when he was, like, I feel like a lot of people wanted him for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
if we look back on politics, I suppose American politics in the past, and I mean, I don't feel like anyone's hands clean. Hillary definitely had issues. We liked her. I feel like a lot of people liked her, but as we look into it now, we reflect like. Some would argue she still would have been the worst choice when it came up against Trump.
Yeah.
It's always up to debate. Like again, I'm very, very happy I don't have a stake in this.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
hard for me to like. Sometimes I feel like maybe in that position I'd choose this person I don't agree with because that other person feels worse to me.
Worse.
That's
Okay.
that perspective.
Yeah.
In this case, Biden, guy looks like he's gonna die, man.
I mean, I don't know why people keep saying that. Like, he looks very vital and
Did
healthy.
you watch this video? He was doing this run. He was running out.
Yeah.
And then he had to slow down and just walk the rest of it.
I mean, like, come on, like, at least he can run in the first place. I mean, you should see, like, my local member. Like, okay, so a bit of backstory. I actually volunteered in the New South Wales state election for this independent candidate called Dai Lee. She's pretty prominent in the area. But basically, we're running against, like, this Labour guy called Nick Lalich. And, like, he's been there for, like, 8 years or something. And, like, he's actually looks like he's about to die. Like, no offense. But, like, you know, he's
offense,
very
you look
old.
like
I don't
you're
know how
gonna die.
old, but he's old. And, like, he's not like Biden where he's, like, really healthy looking. Like, he looks quite, like ghastly, you know? Like, okay, maybe it's a bit much. But, yeah,
You
like,
went
I don't
in.
know why he's still there. Like, I mean, I don't mean to, like, offend anyone, but, like, he's had, like, throat cancer or something, and, like, he's recovered, which is great for him. Oh, shit, my phone's ringing.
That's alright.
Yeah, but, like, at that point, like, if you're having that many health issues and stuff, like, I feel like, you know, you should just, you know, hang up the coat or whatever and pass it on to the next person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Biden should do that.
Yeah, but I disagree because I think Biden is pretty healthy. Like, especially nowadays with medical advances. Like, if you're a healthy person, which Biden is, like, you could live quite a while, at least for the next 4 years, at least.
So you only want him to make it through the 4 years?
No,
that
no,
he's
no, not that I
responsible
don't
for?
only, but I'm just saying that like the minimum requirement would be like a full term, right?
You know what? I like what this has become because I like that we can move away from more Trump or Biden. Instead, we can move to I suppose, the constitution of Biden, of whether or not you think it will work out. And I think I've got a few things to point out.
Yeah.
Or, to present here. I feel like when you say like he's healthy, he looks healthy.
Yes, he looks
Like,
healthy.
And of course he looks healthy. He's got a whole media team that makes sure that he looks like
Yeah.
he's not going to die. Now, I will point out, but what about all those cognitive loops? Like when he's like talking, he looks like he's something to the space age. You haven't seen those ones?
He looks like a what?
He looks like he looks like a space cadet. Like sometimes
Space cadet.
It looks like he's up in
Really?
in space.
I
Yeah,
have not
space cadet.
seen those. Well, I mean, to be fair, I haven't watched
You haven't
many
seen those
Biden
interviews?
speeches.
Jamie, pull up the interview. You don't know that joke?
No.
Jamie is in Joe Rogan's podcast. Jamie's the guy who pulls up all the stuff. For him. So every time they talk about something, they pull it up.
Okay.
I don't have a Jamie. That's fine.
Lol.
No, fair enough. Though. So what I saw was
Yeah.
a lot of videos where, he seemed like he was like losing track of what he was trying to say. He was saying like the most
Really?
nonsense stuff.
And-
Mind you haven't seen that, so we can't. I'm not.
And these are just like raw footage or like.
Oh no, this is
edited?
like he's doing a speech, man. It's mid speech.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there's just that's like I feel like if you see that, it'd give you a different perspective to consider.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Another thing to do with that is 45 years in Parliament, like
Yeah.
as a politician. He's a career politician.
Yeah.
The guy's job is to be a politician.
Pretty much.
What are politicians known for doing?
I wouldn't say it's what I.
See,
Agree with?
see, did you see that pause? You didn't go straight to the first thing that hit your mind. You took a pause, which is good. Think,
Yeah.
and you said, you packaged it. But if when I asked that question was the first thing that came to your mind, what are career politicians known for?
Well, the first thing
Being
that came
full
to
of
my mind was
shit.
being corrupt.
Being full of shit. Yes.
But I don't know why. Like, but it did.
I get, it's hard to like bring things up. We don't have anything want to bring sources up, and I can't reference things. So we'll put that aside. I'm not put it aside, but yeah, those are that's
Yeah.
what I've got. When it came to like going, oh, maybe not Biden. Although I will point this out. Two things that I kind of want to hit
Yeah.
on, which is everyone else in the Democratic Party, because I don't necessarily dislike Democrats. Or
Yeah.
Like or Republicans or anything. In fact, I liked a lot of the Democratic candidates. You had Peter Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Seems well spoken. Good representation for LGBT.
Yeah.
Which is, I suppose, it's never always the only selling point. I'm
Yeah.
sure you've got to look into like people's policies and stuff. I didn't look into them because I live in Australia. I don't care.
Yeah.
I really liked Tulsi Gabbard. Do you know her?
No.
Oh, you know her, but you don't know Kamala Harris.
I know Kamala Harris,
Do you-
obviously.
wait, you know Kamala Harris, but you don't know her. What?
I don't know. I mean,
Oh,
like,
she ripped Kamala Harris.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't see this one?
no, no, no.
Bro, it was a phenomenal.
Ouch.
Like the fact that lady is now vice president, looking at probably like very close to the president
Yeah.
role. After what I saw when she got torn, I'm like, "Bruh, that is funny. Another person I didn't want was Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Although I feel like, if I'm being completely honest, I've got like maybe not a person like I've got a huge bias and a stake in it. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, that's why I don't. But
Okay.
if I step away from that, I'm pretty sure I assume she brings more good to the table. I think she's a little bit fake though.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the politicians.
politicians,
right?
like, if we start judging like the best politician and who's the least fake, I feel like that politician wouldn't win.
Yeah.
Here's another example. Bernie Sanders. I really like him.
Yeah. He's cool.
My understanding though, when I look at like what people have to say, they really don't like him. They reckon he's real big socialist,
Yeah.
communist, whatever. Right? They've got a certain way of going about that. And I suppose living here, it makes me go, oh, how much of that is just exaggeration to make
Yeah.
a point, or how much of that is actually true?
Yeah.
Like because then you've got levels to it. You have like people who are just socialist dog, whatever, right? And then you have people who are like business people who have a stake in this, who
Yeah.
don't want to lose out. And like if Bernie were to come up, they would lose out. And I get that. Like sometimes the thing about elections for me, I get is, oh, at least not in America, because now I understand that not everyone votes, right? But at least for in Australia, I'm less like, I always don't I don't feel like I've been let down by whoever gets elected.
Yeah.
And the reason for this is because the politicians, so they're there in that job, that pressure, they're going to be like treated a certain way. However, I feel like in Australia, whoever gets voted for, that's the country speaking.
That's the what?
The country speaking.
Yeah, yeah.
Because literally, we've all got to vote, right?
Yeah.
So whoever ends up, that's who, like,
yeah, the
I
majority.
feel like,
yeah.
that's my understanding. Like, unless someone wants to tell me otherwise, but
Yeah.
so then for me, when people around me might not like this certain prime minister at this certain time, whatever it is, right? Because because a lot of I feel like a lot of young people sometimes lean Labour, and then there are others that lean Liberal. I feel like, what do you think, man, when it comes to the split between Labour and Liberal?
Like among young people?
Yeah, do you reckon there's a bit of an even split?
Good question. I don't know, actually, because I haven't really looked at demographics, but I feel like maybe it's like pretty even. Like maybe Labour has a few more young people, but I feel like it's pretty even.
Okay. I actually want to talk to someone who's, I think, young Liberal.
Yeah.
I definitely want to have her on one day. She's really smart. She'll be able to tell me a lot of things that the Liberals don't present well to young people as much as the Labour do.
Yeah. That's kind of the idea, I guess, as well.
Okay. Well, yeah. The point being, I was making before was, a lot of the people that I liked that weren't that are never up for candidacy, like actual election. Again, Tulsi Gabbard, or people like Bernie. Yeah, I like Bernie. He's a cool guy. Well, guys, see, Bernie was someone he's really old too.
Yeah.
Bernie is really old too, and people like Bernie's never gonna be. I don't think Bernie's gonna be president, bro. He's way too old. It's past. Like, no chance. Like the time for him was then.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I've never seen Bernie have any cognitive issues like Biden has.
Okay. I really did see this video.
You definitely do.
Because, like, okay, think about it this way. Like, if they chose him to be, like, the president, like, presidential candidate, then obviously they trust his cognitive abilities, right? Well, I'm just, trusting the judgment of the the Democrat Party.
Who's they?
The Democrat Party. So, like, the people that are actually choosing which candidate to put
forward. They do it because they trust him, or do it because they can control him?
Well, that's a good question.
It's a very good question. You run it another half an hour, right? Yeah, sure. Why not? Hell yeah, let's do this.
Let's go for as long as we can.
You got a lot of energy, boy.
Well, haven't been doing that much lately, so.
You got stamina.
Yeah.
You just woke up.
Yeah. Well.
I'll put the fire in you, Let's talk about things that you're interested, things that you understand, because invigorates, right?
That's what happens.
Well, the other second thing that I was going to touch on regarding this whole Biden thing was the thing that was fascinating for me when it came to the election wasn't so much who was going to win or lose, because I was very much like, oh my god, this is going to be. I feel like it's going to be horrible either way.
Fair enough.
Trump wins, a lot of people don't want that. Biden wins, a lot of people don't want that. I feel this is terrible, like horrible. It wasn't the same feeling I got when it was Obama and Romney. When it was Obama, I was around people who wanted Obama. Yeah. And I felt like, I want Obama too. A lot of people don't like Obama. A lot of people didn't think, like now, they feel like he didn't do much for anyone. I don't know. I don't have enough facts and have sources. I can't reference this.
I feel like after the presidency, like, you're judged more critically.
Okay, that's a very, very, that is a very key point. I like that.
Yeah.
But the thing that I was very interested in when it came to the elections, instead of like who was going for it, was actually the way the media went about it.
Yeah.
That was fascinating to me. Fascinating but scary.
Oh, how so?
So I've been hearing a lot lately with like how much the media and journalism changed.
Yeah.
Like, this crazy thing, bro. Like the media nowadays, it's not like what it used to be.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, first of all, it almost feels like anyone can do it now.
Yeah.
Almost. And that's because it's been so ruined by the people who are running the show.
And so what?
Ruined. Like, I think the people who originally held like the authority over the media have just done such a poor job of it nowadays, so that everyone else is taking a piece of this.
Yeah.
And mind you, which is good. There's a level of like, okay, if you're independent and we can trust you, then great. Like this is really good for us. But then there's also a level of, if you're independent and you've got an agenda, and we shouldn't trust you, we probably won't trust you quite early on. Yeah. But then we'll also, you'll find a like-minded people to vocalize these, or who who are easy to believe. You've got such, and that's what I mean with this phone wasn't being used by all ages.
Yeah.
A while back. Now it's almost like there's a big age group using these phones. It's so interesting. Like, for example, the way the phone's made now, your phone will show you things that you engage with the most, right?
Yeah.
And what do people engage with the most? Things that make them outraged.
Yes.
Things that make them angry.
Yeah.
So I see that. I'm like, damn.
It is quite problematic, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're trying to. It's about clicking clicks, which I get it. You gotta make the bottom line. You gotta feed. You gotta make the money. But like, damn, man, that's really.
Yeah, I mean, did you watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix?
I didn't, but like I heard a bit about it. And
yeah, it's pretty much what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I heard. No, I'm talking about it because I heard some people talk about things like that. But yeah, that's. Oh my god! Tell me about it. I haven't watched it. I might consider it. What's it about?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what you're saying, like, I mean, I don't completely remember, but basically like how like the social media giants have too much power, and they're kind of like, I suppose engineering, like their platforms to be like just as addictive as possible, and be able to, I suppose, like capture as much of our time as possible. And yeah, it was just like kind of pointing that out and saying how it's a big issue, but right now like the government isn't doing a really good job of regulating it.
Oh my! Well, there you go. Like so much was said about how social media impacted the elections.
Yeah.
In fact, like now you've got to say it. Like, first of all, it's the playing field for politics has changed. It's it's not what it used to be. And we can say it used to be what it used to be maybe less than 5 years ago.
Okay.
But around about now, we can definitely, like, if we didn't realize it a year or two ago, and I think, how about this? We probably didn't realize it during the time of Trump's election, for example.
Yeah.
Right, so that's 4 years ago? No, when was he elected?
2016.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he was elected in 2016, so we didn't realize that then. Then we have 4 years of him being around, and now in this election, we realize that how, like, mail-in ballots is. And that's not just. Forget what they've got to say about how illegitimate it is. Just the fact that that's technology. The fact that we can do mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
America's such a big country, bro, and also COVID. When COVID happened, dude, if COVID didn't happen, I feel like Trump would still be in power.
Yeah, I think he would have changed
because
things.
What you call it, the the mail-in ballots, they were always going to fight the mail-in ballots, right?
Yeah.
But the moment COVID happened, it's like, well, we've got no excuse now.
Yeah.
We've got this thing that we can do to stop people from having to come out and be endangered by this virus. Do it. So it's crazy. So and even like now, like politics is all on here now.
Yeah.
This thing will tell you who to vote for.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that's crazy is there's a person behind this thing.
Yeah.
Every time you use it, someone gets paid.
Yeah, and just for the people that can't see, it's a phone.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Hey, good, very good podcasting skill.
Yeah.
The sound only hears me saying this thing, but the video can see me say it's a phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
The phones are crazy. But Black Mirror, man, I haven't watched it, but
Really?
I haven't watched it. But this is the thing. Like, I just don't have time to watch things, man.
Oh,
so
fair enough.
I listen around things. That's why you see what I mean. Like I haven't watched Black Mirror, but I can talk to you about it. I haven't watched Social Dilemma, but I can say things about it.